Right, okay, with this question number 1, asking us to find the value of A, B, and C. Right, A is right here, A is right there, B and C. Right, how do we find those values? Those values are easy to find. All we do is to look at the graph. Right, now I want you to note something here. The usual graph of y is equal to sine x looks like this. It starts here at the origin, right, rises up to a peak of 1 when x is pi over 2, decreases to 0 when x is pi, right, and goes the other way like that. Right, so it oscillates between 1 and minus 1. It reaches the value of 1 when x is pi over 2 and reaches the value of minus 1 when x is 3 pi over 2, like that. Right, now what are the similarities and differences that we have here? Okay, when our graph starts, this given graph that we are dealing with, when it starts at x is 3 and not x, it starts at y is 3 and not y is 0, which indicates that the whole graph has been shifted up by 3 units. It has been shifted up by 3 units. Right, so when a graph is shifted upwards, what does that signify? It shows that we have this factor here. It shows that we have this factor here, C. So in this case, our C is 3 because the whole graph has been shifted 3 units upwards. Right, what else do we have? Let's look at our graph. Okay, our graph seems to have been compressed. It seems to have been compressed in that direction, like that. By what factor has it been compressed? Let's take a close look. When our graph first becomes when it gets to its first peak, which is there, right, the value of x here is pi over 4. It's pi over 4. Right, so it's pi over 4 instead of what? Instead of pi over 2. Right, okay, so our graph has been squashed by a factor of 2. It has been compressed by a factor of 2. And that compression factor is the value, of B. That's the value of B there, 2, the compression factor. So we have the value of B, the value of C. We now have to find the value of A. Right, for us to get the value of A, we look at our graph once again. Remember I said the peak value for the graph of y is equal to sine x is 1. But in this case, our peak value, rather, let's look at this distance here from 3 to 7. We have 4 units. Right, so our graph starts at y is 3 and its peak value is y is 7. It has an amplitude of 4 units. Right, that is the value of a. That is the value of a. So 4 is the value of a. Right there. That's how we find those values, a, b, and c. Right. You can find out more on how to do this if you visit the topic of graphical transformations. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to get more questions answered, or to get more solved questions. I'm here to help you go through mathematics the easy way. It doesn't have to be very difficult. It doesn't have to be the hardest subject. It's actually quite easy. So this is how you answer the first question. So we're going to go through a lot of x. I'll show you a lot of x throughout this question paper. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe.